22nd of March 2012, this is Capital FM Online TV News. In the headlines, Stranded Wetangula says situation getting worse in Bamako. Polls Day case pushed back to Tuesday as presiding judge absent. PM plays down claims he intimidated IEBC chairman. Kiplagat ignores summons to appear before TJRC. Good evening, I'm Charles Gishane. Foreign Affairs Minister Moses Wetangula, who is stranded in Bamako after a coup in Mali yesterday, is now saying that the situation is worse after a curfew was imposed. Wetangula, who is in the company of 3 other government officials, says heavy gunfire can be heard from the hotel where they are currently holed up. Meanwhile, the government says it is making efforts to evacuate Wetangula, his entourage, and Kenyans in Mali as soon as possible. Foreign Affairs PS Thuita Mwangi says they are in touch with friendly nations and Kenya Airways to help in the evacuation as soon as the airspace in the country is opened. Wetangula was caught up in Mali, where he had gone to attend an AU meeting before the country's military took over the government. The PS says the ministry does not have figures of the exact numbers of Kenyans staying in Mali, although several of them who want to travel back home have made contact with the Kenya Airways. Reports from Mali indicate that the military forces have seized several ministers and have continued to fire indiscriminately in Bamako, although whereabouts of the country's president remain unknown.
Following the crisis in Bamako, where we had our Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Moses Wetangula, and a team of 4 officers, Mr. Ngeno, Mr. Safari, and I believe his personal assistant. We have established contacts with them on a regular basis. They are safe in Bamako. We have advised them to remain in the hotel. They are all assembled in one hotel. We were able to bring them all together.
The hearing of an appeal by women rights groups over the date of the next general elections has been pushed to next Tuesday as the presiding judge is among the Kenyans stranded in Mali after the military coup. The lobby groups are seeking to determine whether the High Court's ruling that elections can be held 60 days after dissolution of the coalition government or after the expiry of Parliament's term was proper. According to the rights groups, the latest possible date for the next general election should be October 14th this year, and the earliest should be August 14. Led by lawyer Stephen Mwanesi, the group says the judges failed to give Kenyans a definite answer that would guide them regarding the date of the first elections under the new constitution. He contends that High Court judges Isaac Lenaola, David Majanja, and Mobi Goge erred in law and failed to do their calculations well.
IEBC says until that date is set aside either by the National Assembly or by the court. And so they recognize that the date they have announced is not the final date on this matter.
The Prime Minister now says he has no apologies to make over allegations that he threatened the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission over the March 4th general election date. Speaking during a press briefing, the Premier says that his name was never mentioned in a recording in which IEBC Chairman Isaac Hassan referred to threats made against the Commission. The PM says that the story is a fabrication which has been manipulated to malign his name. He says he has never intimidated any member of the Electoral Commission. Embattled Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission Chairman Bethuel Kiplagat this morning snubbed summons to appear before the Commission, sparking fury from the Commission. Kiplagat, who had been summoned to shed more light on a land-grabbing allegation, instead sent a letter demanding TJRC commissioners to pay him 5 million shillings that they owe him as ordered by Justice Mohamed Warsame after he struck out their suit seeking his ouster at the Commission. This comes as a decision by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to set March 4th as the date for the next elections continues to stir heated debate. But Presiding Chair Commissioner Margaret Chava and 5 other commissioners say it was wrong for Kiplagat to skip the hearing as the Commission is now in the final stages of its hearings. Chava says the High Court case did not address the issue of illegal or irregular allocation of land. The hearings were adjourned until Thursday next week. And that wraps up our top stories for the day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Charles Gishane.